Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sizes Bay Acres for the second edition of the Brainstrust Cup. We're here down in the East Midlands, and the weather is cracking. Sunshine, calm, a little bit nippy, and a little bit moisture on the ground, but conditions at the moment pretty good, and we're here on hole number 2. So, first group to start the competition today are the juniors. So we have Kyle McGreechan for Scotland, Max Jackson for Wales, and Sean Yeats for England. We're on hole 2, par 4, probably suits the left footer. From the tee, there's a camber on the fairway, runs right to left. And Callum, they're playing a second shot. So tee shot went off to the right-hand side. That's the trouble with the right foot on this hole. You need to keep it right, but avoid the bushes over there. And let your ball just drift down onto this fairway. So alternatively, for the right footer, if you don't get the ball onto the fairway up here, ball runs heavily right to left, and you can find yourself in a little bit of bother down here on the left-hand side. So Max Jackson, second shot. Playing up and across the fairway. Didn't quite get the turn on that I think he was expecting. So Kyle McGreechan, longest on hole 2. He's gone deep into this channel between the trees. So David quickly offering a really good bit of advice here in terms of the line to take. I think Kyle's going to go slightly to the right and try and curl the ball round to the left. Yeah, good shot that. So Kyle's up on the fairway there. He's put himself in a good position to have a look at birdie there. As you can see the ball from the Welsh lad. It's gone beyond the pin. So Max Jackson playing down through the rough. It's difficult, you need to get your ball out the rough, and then from there the green is absolutely rapid. We're finding that in the practice session yesterday. The fairways and the greens are quick. So Max has gone beyond the hole, probably 15 to 18 yards down to the bottom left. It will be Kyle McGreechan here. Birdie putt. Starts the ball off on the right-hand side. Will that turn? Oh, just slipped out on the right side there. It's just slightly pacey. And you can see just how quick the greens are here, how far that ball has travelled. Callum Yeats, bird in for par. Very good par save. Took the scenic route on this hole. So Max Jackson also for par. Just left that short and on the left-hand side. He'll knock in for bogey here. Kyle McGreechin has gone left there. Ball not really rolling back, so Kyle will also take a bogey here. So a par and 2 bogeys. This hole, notoriously tricky. Don't get your tee shot right and you can be in a bit of bother. So we're going to stay on hole 2. In the next group up, we have the first group of females. For England, Michaela Hill. For Scotland, Carolyn Kent. And for Wales, Jen Bruffel. What a group this is. Hill on the tee. Right footed. That ball looks like it's going to fall off into the trees here on the right hand side. Next up we have Kent on the tee. Kent starts the ball further to the right. Just passes that ball down there, looking for that channel. Come down and up, and that ball is sat just nicely there on the right hand side of the fairway. You can actually see Jen Bruffel's tee shot now. Yesterday she was playing with both her left and her right foot. I suspect that might just be the right foot there from Bruffel. She's left herself in prime position for the second shot. So, format today for the Brainstrust Cup, we have 2 rounds. First round starting this morning at 9:45. That is individual stroke play. So, effectively the way that works is in each group we have 22 groups in total. So for each group there will be an English player, a Welsh player and a Scots player. Point scoring is very, very simple. You win your group on stroke play, so you get the lowest score on stroke play. You take 3 points. Second place on stroke play takes 2 points, and third place takes a single point. So we then add up all of those points for each country, and that gives a country score for round 1. So potentially a country can get to 66 points from all 22 match play ties out of 132 points that are available in total. So Bruffel's second shot there, she's just passed that down, left it north of the pin, about 15 yards, giving herself a downhill putt for birdie. And third up we have Hill, who's found herself in the trees. So Michaela's come up, but she's gone left. But that's not too bad, actually. Giving herself a fairly flat putt across for birdie. So Kent, middle of the fairway. Birdie approach here. Starts the ball out to the right. That line looks good. Is it going to come out of the rough? Just held up there. It should be a fairly straightforward touch in for par. Good morning, Michaela. Good effort there from Hill. Ball started off to the right and took a wicked turn just as it approached the pin. I think again, fairly straightforward par on this hole. So Bruffel, birdie putt. Weight looks great here. Oh, it's just slipped off to the left-hand side. It's a tough line from that position. And Bruffel taps in for par. Kent also knocks in for par. and hill for par. So 3 pars from the ladies in this hole. As I say, I think that is a respectable score on this hole. Very tough, as if you get your tee shot wrong, it can be in all sorts of bother. So next up, we have the second group of the ladies. For England, Sarah White. For Scotland, Laura Thompson. And for Wales, Siwan Williams, the daughter of the Welsh wizard himself, Rhys Williams. Tee shot there from Siwan Williams. That looks pretty good. If that can hold on that fairway. I think unfortunately that just found the channel that takes it down into the right hand side there amongst the trees. Barry Wallace, looks like a cracking day. Yes, indeed, it is sunny. At the moment, it is calm. There is a bit of a nip in the air, but otherwise the conditions are great at the moment. And indeed, let's go Scotland. I will try to be as impartial as I can. Scotland, of course, the inaugural winners of the Brainstrust Cup back in 2021, last year up at Cluny, winning against England in the final. I think this year it will be a lot closer between all three countries, I suspect. The course here at Sizenby, for those of you that have played it, will be very familiar. It's basically the same layout. For those of you that haven't, what we've got here at Sizenby is a very, very technical and short front nine. So it's really all about ball placement and a very open and wide back nine. So you can really get out and smash the ball in the back nine. Lots of birdie opportunities on the back nine. So yeah, try and protect your score as much as possible on the front nine. Give yourself a good score going into the back nine, and that gives you the opportunity to really, really attack the course at that point. So second shot there from Sarah White, that middle of the fairway, an outside chance of birdie from there. I would say line is very difficult to read. It's a heavy turn right to left. I think she's just going to mark. We've got Laura Thompson and Siwan Williams both deep in the trees here on the left-hand side of the fairway. They need to play up and over the fairway and get the ball as far down towards the pin as possible. It will be Thompson to go first. Thompson gets the ball up and out, and this actually looks pretty good. Ball's going to get down pin height. I would say from there, that is an excellent shot, giving her a really good look at birdie from there. So, Siwan Williams. Very well out there. This also looks like a really good shot. Yeah, it's going to end up in a similar position to Thompson's ball. Both players there having a good look at birdie now. So White, third shot here for birdie. Starts the ball out to the right. Pace and that looks good. But I think there is still a bit of moisture in the course this morning. Yesterday that I think was going beyond the pin. But everything just holding up a little bit at the moment. So Thompson, line looks good, and the weight was perfect. Laura gets the first birdie on hole number 2. Swan's just dragged that off to the left there. Sivan taking a couple there, so I think that will be a double bogey, unfortunately. Sarah White just rolls that down to the hole for a par. Good morning, Claire, and indeed, come on, Scotland. I should say that we also today we have Rob Lamar, who is filming today and tomorrow, and he will be streaming live from the Foot Golf Association of England page. So it really is a day where you can switch between the channels and just grab a cup of coffee, get your feet up, and watch foot golf all day, all weekend. In fact, we'll be here all day today and tomorrow. We'll be bringing you all 4 rounds of the second edition of the Brainstrust Cup. Paul Millen, best of luck, everyone. Yeah, absolutely. I have to say, already what we've seen is the game has been played in great spirits. It was a great atmosphere yesterday as well for the practice as well. Everyone having a bit of banter, good fun. So, yeah, I can see that continuing today and tomorrow. So the next group we have is the first of the overs. This group we have Ray Walker for England, Donnie McKenzie for Scotland, and a little bit of royalty. Richard Griffiths, the 7th for Welsh. Richard giving me quite a hard time in some of the live streams from last year, so maybe it's time that I can get my own back. So it looks like Ray Walker's gone left and into the trees. Donnie and Richard both in prime position there on the fairway. Donnie probably the better of the two. He's more central. You really need to start your ball and hug the rough there on the right-hand side of the fairway as you're heading down towards the pin. So being a bit more central on the fairway certainly helps. So it will be Griffiths to take his second shot first. Start that ball out to the left. This looks pretty good actually. Europass just rolling through that fairway there. It's going to end up a little bit short. Just a tricky downhill putt from where he's left the ball. Just a little bit of left to right there as well as we look at it. So it will be Donnie McKenzie now for second shot. The second shot probably favours the left foot, just with the line that you can play to come in here. This one also looks pretty good. I think this ball should turn back towards the pin round about now. That is a cracking shot. I think Donnie will be a little bit disappointed that that didn't actually drop, but what an effort from there. It's left the ball millimetres from the pin. Donnie asking if it's close. Excellent shot there from Donnie. Yeah, Donnie just saying there he thought it was in. I think we all thought that the ball was maybe just going to drop there. Just landed a couple of inches short, really. Excellent birdie there from McKenzie. Sam McGoldrick, what a shot indeed. Sam, great shot from your dad there. So Ray Walker's dragged that a little bit off to the right-hand side there. But as I say, from there, you've kind of got an uphill putt with a little bit of turn for birdie, so it's not actually too bad. I think it will be Walker to go next again. Walker had the line there, I think. Ball just a little bit short. We'll tap in for par. So Griffiths for birdie. It's to start the ball here, just a tad to the left. Looks good. Don't think it's got the legs. Just left a little bit short. He will also top in for par. Darren Sanderson shot Don. John McGowan, class shot. Donny, all the best. Donny McKenzie, fan club out in force. And we even got a smile from the big man there. So, next group in the overs, we have Sean Rowntree making his Brainstrust Cup debut. Colin Murray and Richard Crocker. What a cracking group this is. So it looks like all three players have actually gone off down into the trees here. And yeah, we're going to see a lot of that on hole 2. And we'll just stay here on hole 2 for a bit before we move around and we can have a look at the rest of the course. But yeah, you can see what happens. You come down here into the trees. We've got all three players down here and you're playing up and out of here. So your first challenge is to actually get your ball past all the trees. Sean Rowntree playing it up and out. I think he's pulled that a little bit to the left, but it's up and out. Very good. Colin Murray will be next to go. So Colin Murray gets out with a bit of pace. That's just going to land south of the pin. Oh, it is running a little bit down there. Giving himself an uphill putt for birdie. And finally, I think Richard Crocker just took his second shot there. I think he actually hit the tree and he's landed back approximately the same place he was. And that is really the difficulty when you're down there. Third shot, he's managed to get out.
Unlucky, Rich. One way to go, pal.
So Crocker here, fourth shot for par. Just left that a little bit short. That's good effort from there though. So Colin Murray with a bit of pace. I think you have to attack it from there. It's just gone left, so tap that in for par. John Cleary, good to hear from you, buddy. Come on, Colin Murray. Yes, come on, Colin Murray. Come on, Team Scotland. Sean Montree, that's just slipped off to the left-hand side. It's a tough line from there. Ooh, it's just slipped in on the side cut there. So another couple of pars and a bogey on this hole. So yeah, we saw a couple of groups where there's been a few birdies, but I think par on this hole is a pretty good score. You get a birdie, excellent. It's one of those holes that you can quite easily get yourself into a bit of bother and end up with racking up a bogey or even a double bogey. We've seen that already today. So next group we have the Welsh captain and Welsh wizard himself, Rhys Williams, Robin Murray, who's in incredible form up here in Scotland, and Eddie Hurrell for England. So Rhys put himself in prime position there, middle of the fairway. Got another two down here in the trees. Murray and Hurrell. So Rhys Williams' second shot. Line on that looks good. Just going to hug the edge of the fairway. Just needs to have the legs to keep going. That's also stopped short, about 20 yards north of the pin. I think the conditions this morning, the dew really hasn't quite cleared yet from the grass, which you would expect. So everything just running a bit slower. It was so fast yesterday afternoon that that shot was at least pin high, if not further. Robin Murray there, out from the trees, but he's pulled it left. And finally, Hurrell. Very similar shot here. Hurrell's given it a little bit more, started it high. What will that ball do? Will that turn? Yeah, it's just going to come inside Rhys Williams' ball there. Excellent shot there from Hurrell. So what we're going to do is we're just going to actually head up back to the tees here on hole 2. Let you have a look at what the tee shot actually looks like. So it's quite daunting from where it is. Social tees are a little bit further forward. The tees for the competition today, they've been pulled right back. So you're playing across the first fairway, and then you've got this sort of dip here where you really need to get your ball in the centre of that. Just let it feed down through that channel and back up. We'll just see the ball here. It's missed the middle of that channel. It's hit the left side, and it's just going to roll and roll and roll down into that area of trees down there. And that's where we've seen a lot of players end up today already. I think I would say about 50% at least have ended up in that area of the course. So John Jury for Scotland. Left foot. It's pulled that a little bit to the right, and I think that ball's just nestled there in the bushes. So I think it'll just be a toe kick out of there for John. We've got another left foot shot, and that ball has just again missed that channel in the middle of the fairway there, and it's rolled off to the left-hand side, and that ball's just going to go into the trees down here on the left as well. So, of course, I mean, it's possible to get your ball out of there. Just a little bit of a lottery, and just need to be careful you get the right line, get your ball up and to the right of the pin from there, and just let it feed down. Still give yourself a good chance of birdie if you play that shot well. This group, of course, we've got Mr. Paul Bolton, Brainstrust Cup organiser. Done a grand job already.
Play, John, when you're ready.
So John Dury out from the bushes on the right hand side there. What we've actually got in this group, so Paul Bolton for England, we've got a potential substitute that can be used, Stephen Groombridge. For Scotland, we have John Dury, and for Wales, we have Stephen Grant, again with a substitute, Blenheim Jones. So that is a new feature for the tournament this year, the ability to do that, should the situation require it. Good morning, Kelly. Hope you are well and looking forward to your round at Bridgend later today. James McNally, all right to you too. And indeed, come on, Scotland. So that is our 4 over groups that have now, last group on hole 2, that will be them all played, 1 and 2. So that leaves us with the men. So we've got 15 groups of men today, and the next group that we will see tee off, we have Tom Wood from England, Matt Morgan from Scotland, and Jack Nash from Wales. So we'll catch the tee shots from these guys. As I say, the format for today, we've got round 1 this morning. It's individual stroke play, so there's 3 players per group, 1 Welsh, 1 English, 1 Scot. And the lowest score in that group gets 3 points for the country on the country leaderboard. Second place, 2 points. Third place, 1 point. Very, very simple scoring mechanism. And all those scores are aggregated for each country into country total, so a potential maximum score for each country of 6 to 6, 22 groups, and 3 points per group. So Jack Nash, right foot. He's pulled that to the left, and you can see that ball just feeding off into the left-hand side, and that's going to be in the danger zone between the trees. Tom Wood with the right foot. That needs to stay out of those bushes. He's maybe just got a little bit lucky there. I think it has. So Matt Morgan with the tee. Matt Morgan, boom. One is also just dragged off to the left-hand side. So today, if you would like to follow the scores, there is a link on our Facebook page. You can see the stroke play scores for each of the 22 groups by group. So you can follow how the team are getting on there. If that isn't on our Facebook page, if someone can please let me know, and we'll make sure we get that up ASAP. And you can see how the country scores are starting to come together. Morning, Davey. Hope you are well. Yes, got to play the course yesterday, and I have to say it was like lightning. The greens and fairways have been cut very, very short, and it's been, well, I think they had a little bit of rain here during the week, which has helped green things up a little bit, but it was playing very, very fast. There's a little bit more moisture on the course this morning, which I think is holding things a little bit better, but I'd expect that to dry out quite quickly. But yeah, yesterday it was good. Course was in very good condition on the most part. A couple of areas where the ground was a little bit bumpy there was no grass. But other than that, the course is almost in immaculate condition. I think particularly for the courses down here in England that have really suffered from the dry summer we've had down here. So yeah, I think we've got a good course for today. So John Grandcore for Wells with the right foot. Now, I think for me, that is a sensible shot on this hole. It's just a pass. That ball holds on the fairway, which I think it will. Yeah, that ball's just sat on the left-hand side of the fairway. So you don't actually need to boom it on this hole. Just need to pass that ball along. Make sure you get the line right. Ashmoden tried to do something very similar, but yeah, just didn't quite catch the line, and the ball's fed off to the left into the trees. Gio Stewart, will he pass or will he boom? Yeah, good shot there from Gio. Just let the ball do the work there. Very good shot. Left himself on the right side of the fairway. We've got a question from one of our viewers. Why are England wearing the Norway away football kit? It's very, very smart, I have to say. Quite like it.
Yeah, that's well.
Yeah.
Trophy up tomorrow, buddy.
Sorry.
Want to pick the trophy up tomorrow?
That's the spirit. Going to pick the trophy up tomorrow. There you go, David. So next group we have Andy Sparks, Fraser Weir and Paul Lloyd. Good group this. Just get their tee shots into and then we will move on and catch some of the rest of the course. If someone could let me know in the comments if the broadcast quality is okay. I know there's a couple of dead areas on this course in terms of signal and also the sound. We've not got a lot of wind at the moment, which is great, but I'm expecting the wind to pick up a little bit as we go through the day. So yeah, if someone can let me know if there's any sort of wind buffering sound, that would be fantastic. Actually, while we're waiting, we'll just come round. So this is hole number 9, par 4 dog leg from right to left. Get down on the green in 2, good outside chance of eagle actually. This will be the third here, I think, for Callum Yates. Basically, just needs to find the channel. There's a channel from there that just feeds down towards the pin. Just didn't quite have the legs on that, but yeah, he found that channel. If it just had an extra 5 or 10%, that was going to hold the line and drop in the pin. Max Jackson, I haven't seen that. Just put a little bit more on that. And you can see the ball's just held the line there, and that is dropped for Jackson. Birdie there for Jackson on 9. Sam, thank you. Same to you, Billy. So back to number 2, Sparks on the tee. Tried to pass that ball down through the middle of the fairway, and as it held the line, ball's just veering off to the left, and I think that's away in the trees as well. Fraser Weir for Scotland, he's going left. Left, and boom. That ball has landed just to the left of the centre of the fairway. I would say that is the perfect position you want to be in on this hole. Really opens up your second shot. Paul Lloyd for Wales. He started the ball off to the right, and as I say, just past that ball, down across the fairway, down through the sort of down and up there ditch, and he's also got the ball on the fairway. Paul's on the right hand side, so it's a bit of a tighter line from there to the pin. But really, from where Paul is, he's just trying to hug that rough on the right hand side. Let the ball just feed down the very edge of the rough and towards the pin. Sam, yeah, I think if you're talking about Fraser's tee shot there, you're absolutely right. Got a lot of whip on it, started close to the trees, but the whip just brought that back in to the centre of the fairway, and he's left himself, as I say, just to the left of the centre of the fairway. Really opened up that second shot. So it will be Lloyd to go next. So Lloyd started the ball out to the right. He's caught that edge of the rough. This looks good. Weight on that looks perfect. Excellent shot that. Just fed off a little bit there as it passed the pin, but he's left himself a nice 8-foot, slightly uphill putt for birdie. Will be Andy Sparks to play next. Andy's hit the tree. And I've not seen that today. That ball has actually travelled down to the fairway that you play across on the 6th. So that will be an interesting shot back up from there. So Fraser starts the ball out to the right-hand side. Has it got the legs? Yeah, it just held up a little bit there. But that is well within range for the big man. So you can see here what Fraser has left himself for a birdie putt. Slight downhill approach, but it does run right to left, particularly as you get towards the pin. So you just want to start that maybe half to 1 cup to the right-hand side. Andy Sparks having a bit of bother on this hole. I think that's in played 4. Fraser weight on that looks good. Is it just going to hold the line? Ooh. Thought about it on the left-hand side. Sparks knocks that in. I think that's for bogey, but that's a good putt from there. Lloyd knocks in there for a par as well. So we're just going to move on to hole number 3. Very little hole, this one. Nice wee par 3. 96 yards, I think. And yeah, pretty straightforward. You can see the pin in the distance there. You just want to start your ball out to the right-hand side. The camber runs right to left and get your ball up. It's on a little plateau towards the back there. Get your ball up on that and give yourself a nice straightforward birdie. So Paul Lloyd, start the ball out to the right-hand side. That ball is got up onto the plateau and you can see it really starts to turn when it gets up there. So he's left himself maybe 8-yard putt from there. So Fraser Weir is giving that a little bit more tighter line. What's this going to do when it gets up? Just missed on the left-hand side. It's going to nestle. There's a bit of rough at the back there. So we'll just be playing back towards the pin. Give himself a good look at birdie again. Andy Sparks. Going a little bit further out. I think that probably is the line. Has it got the legs to get up? Just holding up a little bit. I think they're, yeah, just that little bit of moisture in the grass. Just catching a few players out. Morning, Darryl. So par for Sparks there. Fraser Weir, birdie putt. Oh, that just didn't quite have enough. Tricky shot that because you're playing out from the rough. Difficult to get the weight spot on. Paul Lloyd here for birdie. Tough wee putt this. And it just dropped inside cup. Very good there from Paul Lloyd. So birdie and 2 pars in this hole. Good morning, Mark. So we'll move on to hole 4. Much more devilishly tricky one, this. Par 4. It's not actually a long par 4, but the gradients in the camber on this hole can play all sorts of havoc with your tee shot and your approach into the green. We'll see that as we head up towards the pin. Yeah, it's very important to get your tee shot in a position that lets you get a good approach for your second shot. It's very easy just to actually go a bit further right than you maybe intend and leave yourself with a horrible approach to the pin on this one. Tees here are pretty much where they would be on the social course. So Gio Stewart, boom. So that ball has gone left. I think that is a good place to be for your approach shot, being there, because you've got a fairly flat line in to the pin. Or you've certainly got less undulations to deal with over there. John Grancourt went further to the right, just clipped a tree there, but I think that will be okay. It's just going to come up and out of that. There's a ditch there on the right hand side. You can get caught in that, but it's not actually too bad to get yourself out from. So we'll just follow that group up to 4. So you can see here, Gio's ball has gone off to the left-hand side, so might actually look, compared to where the pin is, which is over here, where Gio's actually mishit that, but I think he's actually deliberately put the ball off to the left there, because it really opens up the approach shot for the hole. So Ash Moden played that shot, and he's given himself a good look at birdie there. So I think it will be Gio to go next. So the shot here for Gio is playing from there across a bit of rough and then up onto the green. So Gio, don't think he's given that enough. Yeah, he knows himself. It's a bit frustrated there. Ball has sat there. It's just a little bit of a difficult line into the pin from there. So alternatively, what we've got is, if you keep your shot right, got the approach here that John Grancourt's got. Now, it's obviously possible to get your ball over and onto the green, but it's very, very difficult. If you're playing from here, you're playing down through this quite big and steep ditch, back up onto a little bit of the surface of the moon over here, and then you've got a very rapid downhill slope towards the pin. So you can see what's happened to John's ball. It's gone well beyond the pin. It's very difficult to get your ball to stop from that angle. So as I say, I think where Gio hit his tee shot, kept out left, really opens up the shot. Sorry, for your approach shot. So Grancourt for birdie. Good effort that. Line looked good. It just needed an extra 10%. Ooh, good effort there from Stewart. Very difficult to get the line there. You need to get the line and the weight absolutely spot on, and it's rapid. If the minute it goes up on that hill there, the ground's pretty dry and burnt a little bit as well, so the ball will just feed off there very, very quickly. So Moden for birdie. He's left himself in prime position here. Giving it enough. Just left it short. And Stuart taps in for par there. Jenna Cullen, good luck, Uncle Gio from Wee Man Hunter.
Thanks, guys.
That's very nice. So we can see the group playing directly behind, so Lloyd, Weir and Sparks. Just watch their approach shots coming in from this angle behind the pin. So it'll be Sparks to play first. He's gone left, similar position to where Stuart was earlier. That looks good. Looks very good. Just left it a little bit short, but from there, I think he's given himself a pretty good chance of birdie. So I think next to go will be Lloyd, and Lloyd's gone left from the tee, or left as we look at it. He's found himself just in that ditch there, so he's playing up and out of that, then up and down and over that big camber. Needs to get the weight spot on this one. Yeah, and that's the risk from that position, that you're either in the hole or you're 20, 30 yards beyond it and leave yourself a very tricky approach back for birdie. So Fraser Weir, his tee shot looks massive. He's got up and over that ditch and he's left himself in there. It's a bit lost for words there. I couldn't quite believe what I was seeing. He played that with the outside of his right foot from that ditch. It actually looked pretty good. It just kind of held in the grass there and died a little bit, but the line was looking pretty good on that one. Bit of flare there from Fraser Weir. So Lloyd for birdie. Starts the ball to the left. Give it 2 chances to go in. Wow. That ball looked like it was going to turn into the pin, but actually just came back the same way. Very unlucky. Weir for birdie, and it sneaks in the left cup. Very good. Andy Sparks will have seen the line there from Weir. Seen that ball turn right to left as they look at it. And he's got in the centre cup, so 2 very good birdies there. So we'll just move on to hole 5. I think after that we'll take a wee break, get the battery on the phone charged up, and we'll be back in approximately 20 minutes. As I say, we'll just catch the tee shots and possibly the approaching putt on 5. So hole number 5, this is a par 3. This is a tough hole. It's a take your par and run hole all day long. Tee shot here favours the right footer, I would say, given the camber. Out of bounds on the right hand side beyond the boundary fence for the course. And very difficult to actually get your tee shot all the way down towards the pin from here. So we're tee shot on 5. It's pretty good. That will just come off that bank and sit in there, give himself a fairly straight approach in to the pin. You can see Fraser kept that very far to the left. Just make sure at all costs you do not go out of bounds on the right hand side. So Sparks, a little bit more direct, I would say. It's pointing to the right. Yeah, he's got a little bit more distance than Weir. But as we'll see him go down there, that is a good, 40, 50 yards from the pin still from there. So it's a very difficult par 3. Paul Lloyd, he's gone a bit further left. All 3 players there naturally right-footed and sticking with the right foot for this hole. Not left foot friendly, I can tell you that. So you can see here all 3 balls in a fairly similar position. However, each of the 3 have got a slightly different part of that bank there on the left hand side to try and navigate on the way to the pin. Lloyd first to go. Yeah, trying to use that bank and just come off it and not kick it too far to the right hand side. This hole looks like it's running very, very fast already. So we're taking a very different route here. He's gone left and just letting that ball feed in off the bank. I think that's a very sensible shot because what that's done is left him with an uphill putt for par. I think it's fairly straight from there as well. Sparks. That looked like it just caught that bank and fed off to the right hand side. So 3 very different shots there for the approach, and it's left all 3 players with very, very different putts for par. That's right, for par in this hole. Par 3, probably the hardest hole in the course. So Sparks, that was good effort from there. Basically just had to tap the ball and let the ball do the work and let the camber bring the ball down. Lloyd has got a little bit of a difficult stance there, tucked right up beside that fence. I think there'll be a bit of right to left as we look at it here. That's very unlucky. Very good effort. He'll tap in for bogey, and I think there will be a lot of bogeys on this hole today. Bogey actually might not be that bad a score. So Weir for par. Wow. Just fed off to the left-hand side. So all 3 players getting a bogey on this hole. Very tough par 3. Very, very tough. One of the hardest holes on the course. Yeah. So we'll stop the feed there. We will be back in about 15 to 20 minutes. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, cup of tea, and get your feet back up. And we'll be back and bring you more live coverage from the second edition of the Brainstrust Cup. See you very, very soon.